Hi YouTube subbies. So I just did a thing. I I'm launching my own telemedicine business and I want to tell you guys about it. So during the last video, which was a few months ago, you guys know I had my first nurse practitioner job in the state of Maryland. And long story short, I had to leave that job. It took me several weeks to make that decision because I moved my whole family to Maryland, and it was seemed like such a great opportunity, but it turned out to not really be a good fit for me. Sorry. So I left. I quit. I did put in a notice, but I didn't complete my 60 days because I just couldn't do it. I was lucky enough to find another job really fast, but the job that I found was back in Florida, so that caused me and my family to have to move back to Florida, find a new house, because in the midst of us going to Maryland, the owners of the home we had decided to sell it. So we were lucky enough to find a new house in the same area, probably less than 5 minutes away, and closer to my kids' school. So it turned out to be fine. But I have two homes, one in Florida, one in Maryland, which was the case before anyway. So during that time, I had already wanted to start a business of my own. I owned a business before, a small home health agency, and I closed that business in order to get my nurse practitioner degree license, So, I finished that last year. I started thinking of ways to really get another business open. And what do I really want to do? I didn't really want to go back to home health care necessarily, even though I like home health care. I really do. I like treating patients in the comfort of their own home. I did it as a CNA, I did it as a LPN, did it as an RN, and I really like the idea of home health care, but not necessarily taking care of chronic patients with chronic conditions. So didn't really want to go that route again. So some of you may know, if nurse practitioners cannot practice autonomously. That is only available in certain states. Maryland is one of the states where, I can practice without physician oversight. They do want new nurse practitioners applying for a licensure in Maryland to at least have a mentor, which I didn't have to put that on the application because I was already licensed in another state, but I did have a nurse practitioner mentor available to me, just in case, just for personal reasons, not necessarily to get my license. So I decided to open my business in Maryland, and I really wanted to do concierge type business and telemedicine. And the more research I did and just the more I dug into it, I was like, you know what? I think telemedicine is the way to go. It's so much less overhead, and you're kind of limited on the type of conditions you treat, which is great because I don't, with telemedicine, I wouldn't want to treat anything other than the basic minor care needs. So I just kind of soft launched the telemedicine business on social media platforms, just to kind of start marketing it and getting it out there, because I plan to officially launch and start accepting patients October 1st in Maryland. I want to share with you guys the whole process of starting the business, all the little details down to payroll and business, securing my business name and website and my electronic medical records, company that I'm using. I want to give you guys all the information because I feel like there are other nurse practitioners out there that, number one, are finding it really hard to find a job. Number two, find a job that will see you fully as a nurse practitioner, as a medical provider, and not a RN on steroids, because I'm finding that is the case. They don't really respect you as medical providers. Many of them don't. Now, I know some people have great experiences being a nurse practitioner, but I am finding it a little disheartening. It's a little disappointing, but I'm still in the beginning. So I decided to go back to what I am most comfortable with, which is entrepreneurship. So I prefer that route. I don't mind working for somebody else because you do kind of have that financial security. You know that paycheck is coming every week, every 2 weeks, every month, however. And you don't really have that much security when you are owning your own business. You really have to put the work in. And I'm down for that. I'm really down for that. I feel like if I am in control, then I don't have to worry about somebody treating me any type of way, or not really I'm not really comfortable with the pay that I'm getting. All of those issues, you don't really have that when you are an entrepreneur. You are in full control. If you want to make more money, then you work harder, marketing, etc. If you want to make a difference in the patients' lives, which I truly do, then it's all in how you handle your business, and I really want to share a lot of that because I feel like I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone because I am actually having conversations with a former coworker who is a newer nurse practitioner also, and she's on the same route, not necessarily happy with where she is. We have a few discussions on starting the business, and I know there's other people out there that want this information and don't know how to do it. I really wasn't told how to do it either, but I do so much research, and I ask questions. I don't care if I sound ignorant to people, and believe it or not, when you don't know something and you speak to someone in a company, there's a lot of people that are willing to help. A lot of people. I've called some big companies and they were like, no, we don't deal with single provider companies or small companies, but let me tell you what to do. You will be surprised how many people will help you if they see that you are trying to do something and you just simply don't know. There's a lot of people willing to give you that information, so you just have to open your mouth and ask the questions, and that's what I do. I do a lot of researching on the internet, a lot of calling companies, calling state departments, and just getting the information that I need to do things the right way. And that's a big deal for me because that's one of the reasons why I left one of the main reasons why I left the first company, because I didn't really feel like they were doing things the right way. They were just doing things a fast way, and I didn't want to get caught up in that, and I didn't want to get caught up in any type of anything that's going to put my license at risk or my name at risk. So I had to let that go. But my next few videos will be all about nurse entrepreneurship, because I know more about that than a lot of things. So I want to share that with you guys. If you're interested, let me know. Leave a comment with your questions. Leave a comment about any nurse practitioner, entrepreneur, businesses, whatever that, any ideas that you have, and maybe I can help you. You can still also leave your nursing student questions. I don't really get a lot of nursing student questions. A lot of people ask me about my journey because my nursing journey video is probably the most popular on my page, so I get messages and emails on that. Continue to do that. I'm willing to help. I know you guys probably hear my daughter screaming there in the tub. They don't have any respect. So I'll get back with you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you think about nurse practitioner-led businesses. How do you feel about that? Let me know.